Shankaracharya explains that Sat Chit Ananda is the nature of your pure, unlimited and unchanging consciousness, whereas the mind is insentient or inert. The movement of your mind in the presence of your consciousness gives rise to the thought that I am an individual or jiva. This is when you start saying, I am the knower, I am the seer, I am the father or the mother, the son or the daughter, the doctor or the engineer. Misidentifying your true self or consciousness with your body, mind and senses is the cause of fear and suffering. There is no fear or suffering when the I feeling is absent. Vedanta famously uses the example of a piece of rope in a shadowy place is mistaken for a deadly snake. The snake is the construction of your mind. It is imagined, whereas the rope is real. This illustrates the consequences of ignorance. Here, we have superimposed the snake on the rope. But by knowing the true nature of the rope, the fear of the snake goes away. Similarly, misidentifying your true self or consciousness with your body, mind and senses is the cause of fear and suffering. Atma is constantly present in every experience, present as the consciousness by which the activities of your mind and senses are known. Yet, the true nature of your very consciousness remains unknown or concealed. Consciousness is present, but not recognized. Shankara explains that Atma alone reveals all that occurs in your mind, senses, and your sensations, like a shining lamp reveals a clay pot. But your mind and senses, being insentient, cannot reveal Atma. Light reveals objects, and that which cannot emit light cannot reveal anything. Your mind and senses are inherently inert. They have no consciousness of their own. Therefore, your mind and senses cannot reveal anything without the light of your consciousness. No other consciousness is required to reveal the self-revealing conscious self, Atma, like no other lamp is required to see a lamp shining by itself. Atma is self-revealing like a shining lamp. The purpose of Vedanta is not to reveal Atma, but to remove your ignorance of Atma's true nature by removing all the wrong conclusions and identifications with your body and mind. You gain Atma Bodha after negating your body, mind and senses with the teaching Niti, meaning I am not all this, and then using the Mahavakyas, which express the highest truths of Vedanta, like Tattvamasi, that thou art, to reveal the identity of your consciousness and the universal consciousness Brahman as one. Such statements reveal the complete identity of the conscious self, Atma, and Brahman, the underlying reality, because of which the world exists. Shankara now explains that Atma Bodha is meant to remove the wrong conclusions which cause suffering. To gain knowledge about the self-revealed Atma, we have to first negate these superimpositions. Further, he explains the distinction between knower and the known. Anything known to you is not you. Anything seen and experienced by you is not you. Your body, mind and senses, also the world that you see around, are born of ignorance and subject to destruction, like impermanent bubbles in water. To realize the highest truth that your consciousness is identical to Brahman is a matter of direct personal discovery. To recognize something utterly remarkable about yourself that was previously hidden from your view, that you are pure Brahman, the very fabric of existence. Shankara now moves to Vedantic contemplation. Contemplation is, however, preceded by meditation, which is essentially to quiet your mind. In this state, you create moments of silence in which you experience that your consciousness is not affected by sadness of your mind or the problems of your physical body. You realize that I am not my body. I have no birth, age, decay, or death. I am not associated with worldly objects because I am independent of my senses of sight, hearing, taste, smell, and touch that interact with worldly objects and may be affected by them. I am your pure consciousness, which remains completely unaffected. I am not your mind, because your mind is subject to sadness. But I have no suffering, desire, or fear. I am not your prana, which is subject to weakness. I am your formless, unchanging, and unaffected consciousness. I am Brahman. Through the constant practice of these contemplations, the conviction that I am Brahman removes ignorance, and identification, like medicine, removes illness. Contemplations like these are essential to help you realize the truths taught by Vedanta. In this way, you can become deeply rooted in Atma Bodha or self-knowledge.